It's Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined once again by the IBO lightweight champion, Maxi Hughes. Maxi, how are you?
All good, mate. Thank you.
Glad to hear it. Now, you were quite vocal in your desire to challenge Devin Haney when he was the WBC champion. How much do you want to fight him now he's got all the belts?
Oh, I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it. But it seems quite far out of reach at the minute. I know obviously he's got his rematch obligation, which Cambosos says is activating. So, we'll see the desire if Haney wants to fight him. Been speaking in gym today regarding it. I don't know what the obligations are. If Haney says, I've heard rumours that he might move up. Someone said if he moves up, I don't know how true it is. It becomes mandatory for WBA, which I'm not entirely sure on. But if he has got that option, would he look to do that, or would he rather go back to Australia and fight? I don't know. So, we'll see how that plays out over the next couple of weeks, I think.
Did you expect him to beat Kambosos and as clearly as he did as well?
I never did. No, I actually tipped Cambosos. I thought, they say you're only as good as your last performance. Haney's last performance did a good job, beat Jojo Diaz. But for me, Cambosos' fight against Lopez in his back garden as the big underdog, I thought that was a real stellar performance. And being back at home, having his own home advantage and, all that, I slightly favoured Kambosos. I didn't know what to make of that missing weight issue. I know it wasn't a lot of weight, but if you are dry, I know from experience that can play a pivotal part in how the performance is, but it didn't seem to affect his performance. I just think Haney had got his tactics spot on and he did what he needed to do to win, which were basically just stick and move. There were no rocket science to it. He just jabbed and moved and, outpointed him and took the belt. So, fair play to Haney. I didn't expect that. George kept trying to get involved and get stuck in and let his hands go, but Haney's movement and counter punching and sharp punching were enough to get him through.
Is there anything that Kambosos could do differently in the rematch if it does happen?
I don't know. There obviously is. Without sitting down and really studying and thinking, right, he could do that. Obviously, he needs to try and cut the ring off. And, he was trying to throw punches in bunches. So, Haney had an answer. It's, being quicker on feet and quicker. But, what's to say Haney had got an answer for that also?
Well, you're climbing the rankings and waiting for that world title shot. You're on a great run at the moment. When are we next going to see you out? You were last out in March, obviously, against Ryan Walsh.
Yeah, I've been chipping. I was straight, I had a little break, but then back in gym. And I've been constantly pecking my manager, Steffi, and the shows that I've been to and seen Eddie, I've been asking Eddie, and it still might be at July or August. It's on my contract that's when I need to be out. I need to be out 5 months after the March date, which takes me to end of August. So, I'm sure Eddie's got plans in place. I spoke to him on his Instagram live the other day. I saw Terry Harper. She says, Eddie, when am I getting a fight date? And he said, Terry, it'll be this week. So I said, does that mean me as well, Eddie? And he says, don't worry, Maxi, I'm working on it. We very nearly got the Garcia fight for 16th of July. So, I've not been long since got over that. Actually, I were very much sulking and feeling sorry for myself that didn't come off. But I'm over that now. I'm back. I'm working towards, without a date, just being ready for July. I'll be ready in July. So hopefully we just get a date and get an opponent and back to climbing rankings and keeping momentum going.
Why did the Garcia fight fail to come off in the end? And why were you so disappointed at that one specifically?
I was seriously disappointed just because of the opportunity. you know, obviously Garcia's massive name in America. You know, tipped to be the future of boxing. You know, he's a good fighter. But obviously, I'd back myself and seeing the opportunity, thinking if I go over there and beat Garcia, which, you know, I believe I'd got it in my locker, it'd be great because absolutely nobody would give me a chance. I'd get slagged up. There was obviously rumours about it, and one of my mates says, if this fight comes off, I can't wait to see what the casual American fans call you. And I think the one that most made me laugh, I was a McDonald's worker. Not even a manager at McDonald's, just a McDonald's worker. But I thought, you know what, I'm actually, you know, I don't work now, but just call me what I am. I'm a painter and decorator. Well, the opportunity would have been brilliant. And, you know, to go over there and beating Garcia, that's when I really stake my claim on the lightweight division. But that wasn't to be. It was due down to negotiations. We got the offer and Fortuna got the offer. Obviously, we're at slightly different parts of our career. The negotiations from our side, which were all done by Eddie, he believed that the offer was too low and not worth the value of what I am. So I think Eddie asked for more money, but Fortuna accepted the original offer. So that's why they went with that. But we thought we'd got it back because you know what I heard was DAZN. Obviously, I've fought on DAZN a few times. I'm known on DAZN, and DAZN wanted that fight with me and Garcia. I think there was pressure in Golden Boy to make that fight, but obviously, you know, whatever, I didn't get to do the negotiating. So no, I trust my team to do that. But for, you know, I think that's the black and white of it. That's why it never came my way. But yeah, gutted for that because I'd have loved the opportunity. You know, I could have ticked off, you know, bucket list items, fighting in America, you know, topping a bill in America, and being involved in a big fight. So, you know, but remain positive. I'm back in a positive mind frame. It's about the next fight now. All I've got to do is just keep winning, keep the momentum going, and Eddie will deliver. I'll keep reminding him. He said he was going to make me rich, so I won't let him forget.
Is there anyone else out there particularly that you fancy? Anyone else that could maybe unlock that door to America?
I don't know. Ultimately, I say I just want them big paydays. You know, I've said, obviously the IBO is not as credible as the other four, so I would love to win one of the other four to say, you know, I've won 4 major world titles. I've done that, but if I never fight for one of them again, I won't be too good if I make the money. You know, if I make big money, the money that I'm wanting and can have a nice life after, so I've got something out of boxing, but I never fought for over 4 world titles, I won't be too disappointed because I've already achieved what I wanted to do in boxing, is win a British title. So my new goal is just to be financially secure, which is the goal I'm chasing. Well, obviously another goal would be to win one other world title. So not necessarily a name, it's just mainly whoever is going to pay most money. And obviously Garcia would, you know, he's a big draw. So, you know, with him becomes a big payday.
Let's bring Lomachenko over to England again.
Yeah. I know it's all going to be. I know Bob Arum has stated he'd like to make Haney versus Loma, but you know, it's obviously his fight is he decided to stay and fight for his country. So respect to him for that. So we don't know when Loma's going to be back, but you know, his return will be highly anticipated. And again, another name I'd love to share ring with. You know, as an opponent and as a rival of him, I'm also a massive fan of him. Just been watching in living room, been watching his mate Usyk, just going through some Usyk highlights, picking little bits up, and just enjoying watching Usyk. And I feel he's just a big, heavier version of what Loma is and what he's about. So, you know, as a fan, I love that opportunity, and as a rival, you know, get my name in there with, and one of the probably goes down as the all-time great, one of the all-time greats.
And just reflecting on your last fight before I let you go, how satisfied were you with your performance against Ryan Walsh?
Yeah, I felt I easily outboxed him and did what I needed to do, and that's what I said before. I said in a few interviews, I just need to win. Obviously, I know a loss sets me back quite a lot, so I thought, however necessarily out by any means necessary, I just need to win, and able to get my distance and really outbox him. And I've since spoke to Liam and Ryan, and they expected me to do that, but they expected Ryan to try and close the gap and have a bit more success. But they give me the credit and they says you were just too good. We didn't have an answer for you. So it's nice to hear that from them. They says there's absolutely no excuse or no complaints. You were just far the superior boxer. So yeah, overall happy. Sean happy. We got that win and we're on to next. And Eddie Hearn really believes, and he's trying his best to further my career and make it better.
How does the motivation compare when you fight someone like a Ryan Walsh, very good fighter, but kind of a domestic clash, even though it was for the IBO belt, or when you're going in against a Straffon or taking you back to a Kotochikov when you were the underdog?
Yeah, I still keep the same mindset. I don't let the opponent change my mindset. I'm in a point in my life and career now where I'm 32. I feel I'm obviously at my most mature in my career, so I know what a loss could do. So I won't let that alter my mindset and how I prepare for a fight. So I'm in terms of my motivation, how I train. So I won't let it bother me, because I think I'm not coming this far now and being on this good run and to let it slide by a moment in complacency. So I won't let my mind go there and get slack and take my eye off football, because I know, I'm on verge now. It's twice. We got an offer for Haney last year, which never materialised. He ended up fighting Diaz. We've been even closer to fighting Garcia. So that's two big offers we've had. So third time lucky. So next fight is so important that whoever it is get the win, so that my name's still there. It's obviously Garcia messaged me as well privately to see if I were interested in the fight. So my name's been spoke about. They've been in negotiation with the Golden Boy, so my name's known. So it's still floating about. As long as I'm winning, continue to win, still got the IBO. It's still a bargaining chip, and obviously still fighting on DAZN. DAZN's big in America, so it's important just to keep the momentum, keep winning, and keep my name, in people's mouths in America. So that's why it's just, this next fight is, just as important as the Straffon fight is winning the belt.
Did you message him back when it fell through and say, "What's going on? You're ducking me"?
I didn't know, because I thought, it's. We agreed to fight. It would be pretty simple. He says, he was like, "Hey mate, do you want this fight?" Isaac Cruz don't want it. So I says, "Yep, get Golden Boy to send Maxi the offer." And he said, "Cheers." And I said, "Cheers." And we thought, right, we both want it. So it was then into the hands of our team. Unfortunately, that didn't materialise. So I thought, I can't go complaining to him, because he's going to say, "Well, it's your team's fault that you haven't got fights." So, hopefully he comes through Fortuna. If I get a fight around similar time, I come through that. I know he's called out Tank Davis, which I saw Tank reply to him on Twitter, which were, "Shut the fuck up, Ryan." I know if he does stay with Mayweather Promotions and PBC, is it PBC or Showtime? Yeah. Obviously, the cross promotions are always quite difficult over there for them. Same as we have here with Eddie and Frank. Yeah. It's quite difficult to get them fights made. So if it comes to back end of the year and he's looking for an opponent again, and all the, obviously if Haney takes the Cambosos rematch, that's the belts again. If Tank ends up rematching Cruz or whatever, that leaves Ryan without a name. I think Jojo Diaz is in a spot of bother with some personal claims involving stuff. So he's obviously got that on his plate. Whether he comes available for the back end of the year, we'll see. But yeah, that's another name that I'd happily fight if the money were right. So it's all down to Eddie, isn't it? Well,
hopefully he's watching this.
Me to keep, yeah, and it's obviously down to me to keep winning and keep working hard in the gym. Training hard. Been sparring this morning. Sparred me, the old amateur gym mate Jace Cunningham again, and going for my second session later on this evening. We've started swimming.
Wow,
Started
nice.
swimming now. Like Rocky, I'll be better than Rocky.
Don't chase the chickens.
Did a bit. Yeah, he did a bit with Apollo, didn't he?
Yeah, I remember. I'm sure you'll do better.
yeah.
Great stuff, mate. Really appreciate it. Always a pleasure to catch up with you. And fingers crossed a date gets announced soon.
Yeah, cheers, pal. Thanks for having me.